everyone! It is me, Aaron, otherwise known as Yarshien, and welcome back to D6, where I bring together a bunch of friends from across the internet to play on a D&D live stream show. And welcome back to our second session.
Woo!
Yay! Yeah!
Wow.
I'm
D&D 2!
Wow.
Yeah!
If D&D's so great, why isn't there a D&D 2?
Technically, we're on D&D 5. That's how good it is.
Ooh.
So, before we get into tonight's episode and doing a whole bunch of the quick announcements, I am letting y'all know that we have a sponsor this time around, which is fun.
Sponsors?
Actually, yeah, we have sponsors.
Oh,
Nice.
Nice.
We're playing a spicy episode?
Yeah. Right?
Brought to you in part
by- we hooked up with our friends over at GamerSupps. They have become a very quick partner of mine that I've been working with the past several months. And me personally, I love the flavor of blue ras and stuff.
Same.
In case you guys don't know about GamerSupps, it's a supplement or an energy powder. And yeah, sure, I know, it's another energy powder, but don't compare us to fucking gamer fuel.
You don't have a sugar crash, that's for sure.
Oh yeah. So no sugar crash. You got nootropics to keep you, straight up and down. It's sugar free, so it's keto friendly. You get about 100 milligrams of caffeine per scoop, which, by the way, the scoops are like tiny.
Itty bitty. They're so tiny.
So small. I love it. So if you guys are interested in checking out some GamerSupps, then please, by all means, go to gamersupps.com, and then on your checkout, use the code SHIENPAI, 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 in order to get 10% off your final order.
Woo!
Done.
Yes.
We cleared the goal for sponsorships today.
Woo!
Oh man, that was a close one, man.
Yeah, no, I thought I was gonna fall, I was gonna stumble, I thought like I was gonna break my neck somehow.
D&D being a physical thing? Wait.
Yeah, right? I mean, considering the setup, let's be honest.
True.
Also, as per another announcement, with this episode coming out yesterday, you might have noticed that over on Spotify, our first episode for our podcast version of these episodes went up. So if you guys are interested, do not forget that while these go live and broadcasted over on Roll for Damage at 6 p.m., these VODs go up at 3 p.m. Pacific time, which is 6 p.m. Eastern time, over on YouTube on Wednesdays, and then again at 3 p.m. Pacific time over on Spotify on Saturday, which is the day before our new episodes.
We getting fancy.
Yeah.
So if you're just like going through your week and you forget like what the hell happened last week, just go to your Spotify and then listen to the episode, and then you can just jump right into the VOD on Sunday.
Yeah. So that way you guys are not losing track, and also we're trying to keep up with everything going on, and like I said, these episodes are pre-rolled, so you guys don't know that this is filmed on a Tuesday. Is it?
To be fair,
No,
I literally had to type up my own thing, so
Obviously it's not recording on a Tuesday. We're recording on the day that it's supposed to happen, obviously.
Yeah,
my immersion.
Totally.
It's still real to me, damn it.
Oh no, our immersion.
Filmed on
it's
a Tuesday.
It's not Sunday. I gotta go.
All right. So with that being said, I don't think we have any other announcements. As far as scheduling goes, we should be relatively good for right now. And also on top of that, I don't think there's much left to say aside from let's jump into tonight's episode of D6.
Paperwork time.
Oh yeah. And y'all can hear that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, a new way of doing music now, too.
Woo.
So, where we had last left off. As our adventurers had begun their story within the Penance Dunes, walking across its barren desert, crossing an entity regarding itself as its guardian, or what it is known as a sin eater. In order to cleanse the dunes, offered to eat the sins of our adventurers, under the circumstance that they managed to return what is known as a core of Arcanum back to him. However, not knowing what a core of Arcanum looks like, or having a general understanding of where to even find the entity that stole it from him, managed to go to an obelisk within the desert in order to try and find an exit as well as the core of Arcanum. In doing so, running into a creature known as a Dune Pitter, a mutated scorpion-like creature within the Penance Dunes, chasing after our players, even at a point where they had to find a way under the dunes, thanks to the obelisk. In doing so, managed to avoid as much of the chase as possible before reaching a door, which led them into a mysterious place that led them to another meeting. An offer had been placed in order to talk to an individual which this apparent director had captured. After agreeing to terms and speaking with this individual, had offered a better deal. The idea of emancipation or freedom from their crimes that they had basically never committed towards the country of Aldenstein. In doing so, managed to begin association with the organization known as the EHS, or the Erzheimel God. Homeworld Security. Sorry. After agreements, finding their homes in their living block, finding out that they are on the Adamantine Bastion. To those who don't know about the Adamantine Bastion, we'll go into detail later. And then getting weapons to prepare and food for the night, so that way that they face the new endeavor relatively soon. As all of you had sat down in the mess hall and began to fill your faces to the best of your ability after weeks of not having a good meal, Alois returns towards all of you. He sits down and he begins to explain about the Stonemaker. That being said, so, in sitting down with all of you and going, well, I want to talk about the Stonemaker.
Dante leans in. The Stonemaker.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, what? You wanted us to... Sorry. Just... It's been a while.
We didn't have to eat a rat.
Well,
I can
it was
still eat
either
a
that
rat
or
if you want
nothing
to.
out there.
No.
No? We'll give it to... Got any pets? Or animals around here interested in the rat?
Can you just put that thing away, please?
Hey, Virgil, do you want this rat?
The spectral hawk that you own, by the way, doesn't need food, but it does kind of pick at it a bit.
You can just slowly slide the rat over to it. How that for now? That's peace offering right there.
And sees picks at it, just poking at it. It's not even eating it, it's just messing with it. Alright, that's weird.
Bra has like a slightly like confused look before looking at the guy again.
Yes, the Stonemaker. Sorry.
So again, what is this about?
As far as we are aware, he has attacked on several different occasions, using his mastery of art to commit tragedy by turning them into literal bombs. However, more recently, due to some of my own personal contacts, apparently he is intending to do something far more malicious in his next endeavor.
But what is that plan exactly?
He's probably trying to do something a bit more public than usual. But as far as I'm aware, apparently this piece, wherever it may lie, it's going to be somewhere very public, very big, and whatever it's going to do to people is probably not going to be good.
No
I'm
shit.
just letting you know now. I'm just letting you know now. All I am saying is that it could be significantly worse than what it usually is.
What's the usual?
Are there... Sorry. It's nice having real food. Are they always bombs?
Generally speaking, yes. That's his MO, as far as I've known him.
Alright.
So are you thinking his next thing's gonna be the biggest bomb he's probably ever made?
Not big, just more volatile. At least that's the way I could possibly describe it. I don't know exactly what it is he's using to make it so, I don't know, vicious. But whatever its intended purpose is, more people are going to get hurt because of it. And that is something I would like to prevent.
Alright, so where are his last whereabouts?
Well, considering a majority of his efforts have been within Kiliksmire, I have heard him doing at least something in the Kilnor Ridge.
Funny enough, I was on my way there before I wound up in the dunes.
Well, if you have access to the map, you should be able to see it. It's, I believe it's one of the western coast cities of the Ridge.
Okay, Western Coast City of the Ridge. Okay.
Yep.
Beb, grab him. Beb?
Alright, how soon do we need to get there?
Well, we do know it's in Kiliksmire, and we're relatively sure whatever his attempt will be in the noon, which is the reason why I'm waking you up first thing in the morning to have you sent out.
Ah, okay. Alright,
So
well, I
What
might
does
as well...
what does the Stonemaker stand to gain from all this?
Besides attention?
Besides that.
Well, from what I've heard before, this guy was crossed.
Yeah.
So I think it's more to do with who crossed him than the people who are going to be involved.
So his sole motive is vengeance.
Absolutely.
So maybe we find them. I mean, if his target's them, we go to the target.
Let's see. I do remember the name of the man that did end up crossing him, which, ironically enough, his name is High Lord Duke Thamian Cross. Yes. And don't assume that it will be easy to find audience with Thamian. He is a High Lord after all. And, most of them are not what I would say are exemplary in kindness.
Sorry. Brawl crosses his leg, folds his arm, and says, I don't think it'll be that. I don't think it'll be that hard to get an audience with them. All we have to do is just bust down the front door. That'll be good enough to get his attention.
Aren't we still kind of wanted?
Aren't there like guards at the front door?
You might end up crossing in front of an Arknight, and if it knows any of your faces, well, let's just say that in many ways we can prevent your arrest. In other ways, let's just try not and push your luck.
So...
And as he manages to finish that sentence, another individual begins to walk up towards the table. The best way I could describe it. He is wearing these slightly black and purple robes with what looks like to be almost the official design of leather work, and as well as what is the EHS logo on the patchwork. As he approaches and he begins to pull down one of his hoods, you can see it's much like my undercut, only except much longer, with what are these deep purple eyes, and the Celera being kind of amber color. And what are these several different adornments through this purplish brownish hair as it begins to swab through, and almost as if to kind of put the space between you guys and Alois is a single what almost looks like to be a spectral blade as it hits the table, and he looks down to Alois. Dagix, I remember the last time we went was in Isilgard. What has the world come to? The EHS is not only working with a well-known criminal, but also taking a bunch in. He begins to stare at all of you.
Thanks.
Well, aren't you fun at parties?
Teacher's just like frowning because it's like, how many times are we gonna state we're innocent?
Just to be fair, we weren't associated before this. Just all happened to be in a similar situation. You'll understand.
Speak for yourself.
Also, I would like to state that I am a criminal, just not for the crime that I was sent to the dunes for.
Hence, we are not associated before this. Exactly. Yes.
Oh, so at least you're a criminal with morals.
I have morals.
Maybe not judge a book by its cover?
Don't you have better things to do than gifting us with your presence?
No. But I do have something that might be important towards this one as he brings one of the spectral blades up closer to Alois. Oh boy, here we go. For years I've hunted you. And only for you to walk up and then somehow get an immunity deal of inconsequential proportions.
Is he talking to me or is he talking to?
No, he's talking to Alois.
Okay.
And then suddenly to start making demands. Who the fuck do you think you are? As Alois slightly grabs, almost as if the tip of the spectral blade. Daggix, I will thoroughly remind you. The only reason why you're not on my case is because of what you did in Isengard. You nearly killed 10 people and then nearly also removed an entire city block thanks to your little stunt.
Citra's just staring as she slowly brings another like spoonful of food to her mouth, like, oh my gosh.
So, if you're gonna have a personal issue, you can take it up with Harley. And almost the look of shame on the face of this man begins to pull back the blade. Yeah. And he looks at all of you.
Take a picture, it'll last longer.
Welcome to the criminal brigade.
But we're not.
I think we're starting off on the wrong foot here. Allow me to introduce myself at least. Leodon Thundercloud. Will extend his hand towards this individual with the spectral blades.
He doesn't reach back.
Just slowly pulls his hand back. Right.
We're really not that bad.
Dante stands up and bows really quickly. Dante! Just Dante.
You can see he's kind of taken back by the level of positivity coming his way, with the exception of Bora and Alois.
Citra's just smiling and just, hi, I'm Citra! Just like pure optimism of, being polite.
And he kind of looking at all three of you.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, no.
One fear.
Okay. Getting a general feel from all of you, he does begin to kind of ease up a bit. But then he begins to lock eyes with you, Citra. Almost curiously looking at you, like...
She just tilts her head a little bit. Is there something on my face?
No. Daggix Turner.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, it's Turner.
Daggax, and then Turner.
D-A-G-G.
Mr. Turner!
Do I know this guy?
Not really.
Does Citra? Because he seems a little spooked.
I'll have you both make your own independent insight checks.
Okie dokie.
Okay, shit. Where do I find insight again?
In that tall list of things in the middle.
Okay. There we go. Alright, I got a 14. Oh wait, 17.
I got a 23.
Okay, 17 and a 23. Okay, so I'll start with the highest roll here. Citra, from what Daggix is kind of like looking at you, this is only what you can tell from it. He intimates that there is something about you in particular compared to him. Given that he doesn't look like a regular human being already, between the hair and the eyes, and just the way he presents his abilities,
Mm-hmm.
he's not normal, and he can equally tell that of you. Something else with you, and it almost resonates in a weird way.
Yeah. She'll like pause for a second and like poke her horns. Like, is it? I swear I'm not bad. I know I'm a tiefling, and I know we have a bad rep, but
no. As for you, Dante, from what you can tell from this individual, I mean, there have never been whispers in the night in history of this guy. But from what you can tell, he is probably a well-ranked member within the EHS, and he has a personal vendetta against your current employer.
Noted.
Yeah.
Currently writing it down in my notes. You got it.
Citra is very uncomfortable because she's like, what did I do? Did I spook him?
He's not spooked, he's curious. That's what you can get.
She's not getting it. She's like, I don't know what it is that he's picking up on.
Yeah. Oh, also, I forgot to mention this. From what you guys can tell, you also notice that there are facial markings that run up the side of his face. And there is one particular mark that might be familiar to those of you that are religious.
That would be Citra, I guess, in the sense, because cleric?
Go ahead and make a religion check.
Okie day.
Probably not going to be too hard to recognize, but
11.
It is a. It looks like the general symbol of Ayun, which is that curved staff and then the eye, and all the markings are purple as they begin to reach down into the clavicle, almost as if like something has been etched into his skin.
Does that marking hurt?
And then he begins to kind of poke it. No.
I mean, it's cool. Just never seen that before.
Well,
Can we just like do what we gotta do? I don't really feel like being around this guy much longer.
You don't need to be rude.
I'm not going to be too prone to staying too long either. I'd rather not waste my time on, well, this.
I just said we don't need to be rude.
Feel is mutual.
Negativity only begets negativity.
Aw, I thought we were friends.
Keep a watch on this one. He might be acting nice now, but I can assure you it doesn't end well for anyone.
Oh?
As you see him pull back over the leather hood as he begins to walk out from the mess hall, you can kind of see some of the people that are familiar with this individual kind of give him his space. He's probably really angry that the person that his entire case and living has been based off of since he's gotten here is now
just sitting there, employed.
Yeah.
Kind of a slap in the face. Is Aloise just enjoying just watching him be frustrated about it?
Oh, definitely. That walk of shame.
Poor guy.
Love me some
Anyway,
drama.
Anyway, Stonecut, can you just take us where we need to go and get this over with?
Well, the day is late, and you guys need to get to bed first.
Besides,
But-
Brad, he said it was a list of people. He's just the first one.
I won't lie. I've been kinda missing sleeping in an actual bed on something comfortable for a while.
Same. Absolutely same.
If you're all for it, honestly, I could go for a rest.
Well, finish up with what you want to do, and head back to your living quarters for the time being. Expect something in the morning, though. At least.
Something?
Something.
Something.
I hate surprises. Whatever.
Alright. As he gets up from the table and he begins to walk into the main hall, all of you are left for the rest of the day to do whatever it is you would like to do. There are definitely still some open areas here that you are more than happy to investigate on your own, should you so desire. But if you guys want to go ahead and go to sleep for the night, go ahead.
Brawl just goes to sleep for the night. And he hugs the wall so that he doesn't see the ground.
Citra is happily exploring all the areas that she can see down below the bastion.
Yeah, as for what you can see below the bastion, it isn't near the Wallenstein area, in this area. However, there does seem to be this massive plain that goes on for miles, and you can see some arcane railroad tracks, as well as what looks like to be a city that leads off into the beach, and then you see, as you guys are passing by, what looks like to be Kiliksmire off in the horizon. So you guys might be floating over Alanon at this point.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Is there a place with a bunch of books in here?
There would be, actually.
Is there any knowledge that I can get from this place?
I mean, that ultimately depends. If you got, as you do notice that there, from earlier next to one of the armories, there was a back section with what looks like to be a area for books and records and anything you would like to have access to. As you, Dante, enter this area, you do notice that there is one lone individual that sits here. As far as you can tell, she's this is an average-sized female individual with what looks like to be this this lightly golden hair with red highlights, these deep red eyes. What looks like to be one of those official uniforms that you guys had noticed from earlier, only this time it looks a little bit more witchy, as well as what looks like to be this very tall and slightly bent at the tip witch's hat. And just currently going over what looks like to be several different scrolls and paperwork, and as well as like keeping a very clean record of everything that has been found in the last 24 to 48 hours. As you can see, she goes, "Oh, hello. Hi.
Hi. So I'm looking for something. Do you happen to have any records about Kiliksmire's history?"
Well, there is an unabridged history of Kiliksmire. There's also some slight documentation that we've managed to acquire while we do our work here. Is there anything in particular that you want to know about its history?
Who are the most recent of the, let me see, of the Kiliksmire royalty?
Oh, so you want to know about the High Lords? Okay.
Yes.
Well, you can see as she gets up, you notice that her hands are a little bit darker than the rest of her complexion, and the nails are like pure blood red. As she begins to kind of wave her hands around, almost as if to kind of pull pages off the shelves that currently just go on for several rooms over. This place is massive. And after with what looks like to be a small collection of papers as it returns to her, here's a small list of every notable High Lord, as well as any that are currently in-house right now, and hands it off to you. There'll be more details on it later, as I've only written down a number of High Lords on my list. Yeah. There is, of course, High Lord Duke Thamian Cross. There is a... there is a Minister Belloc Yesdale. There is... Excuse me. Pulling out all my notes. High Lord Lakrel Thavil. Lakarel. That's his first name. And then Thevile. Lakrel Thavil.
You got it.
And then there is High Lord Baron Grin Nodriv. And then High Lord Baron William Moel. Yeah. Morel is spelled Moelle. Moel. Yeah.
You got it.
And I'll expand on that list as I'll expand on that list later this week. But this is like some general knowledge of the High Lords. The High Lords are there's plenty of them, but like not enough to be so notable that like they got a record. But yes.
Alright, I'll keep these names in mind. Alright. Do you guys have any ravens?
As you look at this one individual, not that we use them fairly often. They're more for people down below, because ravens at this altitude can get a little. Okay. So we just do sendings in ever the case that we can.
Okay, because that's what I need.
I mean, I can send a message if you want.
Okay. Alright, so I would like to send a message.
Sure. Depends on who it might be. If I'm not familiar with them, it probably won't go through, but there's a chance it will.
Oh, alright. Dante leans in and just kind of whispers, like, behind his hand. Do you know where the Silver Smiles gang is currently located?
We try not to interfere with the Silver Smiles business. They are elusive, and while a very impressive guild nonetheless, and have done some deeds, both positive, both negative. But if I were to say or surmise at least some meeting place, perhaps Le Noir might, Cafe Le Noir might have a contact or two that you can speak to.
Okay. Where is this cafe?
It will be within the main city square, near the Valfor Congress. So, yeah, it's one of it's not exactly the most popular cafe, but it's known enough.
Okay. Right. Thank you.
So, yes, no problem. Come back if you need anything. I'm Haley Luminari.
Haley, what a lovely name for a lovely gal.
Thank you. Well, sleep well, Agent. I'll see you tomorrow, maybe.
Tomorrow it is. All right, so I'm going to go to bed. You have a good one. Hopefully you sleep at night, because that's usually what we do. Bye!
That was
Runs
totally
down
how
hall.
people talk to each other.
Yeah, totally. Normal conversations. The rogue does all the talking.
That was so good.
All right, so Buddha goes to bed. Dante is heading off to bed. Leo and Citra, is there anything you guys would like to do before the night ends?
Citra is mainly exploring, especially closer to the outsides, because just having been locked away, and now you have like this prime view of the everything around you.
Yeah. I mean, there is like a main courtyard area if you don't want to be at the balcony down near the bottom of the bastion. There is this somewhat larger court area that you could you begin to see like the giant night sky, the the amass of area that is between Fallenstein and Alanon, as this place kind of looms around this area, kind of in its pendulum.
Yeah.
You can slightly see, especially at this altitude, just beyond the castle that sits at the top of the Adamantine Bastion, where Lord Canis Metilius, as well as his wife Helena Metilius, reside with their children. And just beyond that castle, you can slightly see what is the darkness before the dawn of the new day.
Yeah. Because the whole issue with Dagix just staring her down for a bit bothered her, but at the same time, she's just happy to be free, to a sense.
Yeah.
I swear, I promise, Leo, she's not going to jump off a cliff, okay? So, yeah, it's more so just casually wanting to just stretch her legs for a bit and before going to sleep.
Okay. And, managing to kind of stretch out and kind of take it all in. By that time, you manage to feel tired enough in order to find yourself to bed.
Yeah, that tracks. She's a pretty energetic creature, so...
Okay. And, Leo, or anything else that you would like to do?
He probably would have accompanied Citra for a little bit, but then split off to go observe more of the goings-on and the way people move about this facility more than anything. Just sort of observing the culture of everything.
To join her leisurely or to make sure she doesn't do something stupid?
He's sort of gotten a feel for her personality, and he while not trusting her, he probably trusts her enough to.
He's finally, yeah. I think he's finally gained the trust that
Trust her.
I mean, he did watch her jump into a pit of sand while being chased down by a bug with no questions asked or hesitation.
That is true. One of our group hates everything. The other one is an admitted criminal. It just, it's nice to not have either of those in Citra.
Yes, Citra's just a sweet bean who's just like, I do what the wind takes me to, let's go.
Yeah, he grooves with that, so he'd probably go about observing the people here and sort of how they make their way around the facility.
So in observing people, go ahead and make me an insight check just to get a general feel.
He'd have a leather-bound diary in his hands as well, and he'd just be casually scrawling in it. Insight check. 8.
Woo!
I mean, these are people. They're walking, and they're walking with purpose.
And we're walking.
As far as what you can tell, though, it's some of these people are slightly abnormal in a way. Mainly because that this is the first time that you've ever actually physically seen Lumerians. You guys have heard about Lumerians before, ever since the war with Lumeria itself. And with Lumerians kind of coming back into the world after falling out of it 5,000 years ago, they're now beginning to roam a little bit more. They have made their homeland a little bit more homelier. And also on top of that, you notice the active warforges. In case you guys don't know what warforges are in this world, warforges are those who were formerly Lumerian bodied and having their souls ripped and transferred into these mechanical bodies thanks to the old king and his rather malicious way of handling the world what it was 50 years ago.
Are they sentient?
Oh yes, they're very sentient. It wasn't like what it was when the original battle happened, where they were kind of commanded by their bloodline and their mentality. They are very individualistic and very whole as people, so they're not so lost. But they do have purpose. They have their original purpose with them. It's just they feel a little bit more out of place because this isn't their body.
Okay.
I have a quick question. During the time that Citra is walking around, are there at all any other tieflings?
There are a few. At one point, you do notice that there are small collections of individuals, and especially those who decided to come to the Adamantine Bastion after its initial fall.
Mm-hmm.
There are several different kinds of people. Tieflings, half elves, full elves, dwarves, halflings, Kalistars. God, I'm trying to remember the name of the race for the new lion people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yanas, there's Tabaxis, and strangely enough, the only one out of the people that you managed to find was ever so rare and slightly different was Dagix, thanks to whatever it is going on with him.
Yeah, Mr. Make her feel very uncomfortable.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's people from all around the world. It's just that you notice there's a lot more Warforged and Lumerians.
Yeah, because again, she's on a pilgrimage to kind of explore the world and see its people, so she does try to take note of what she sees more of.
Yeah.
It's just all a learning experience, really.
Oh, yeah.
Because then we sleep, because that's what people do at night, as per Dante.
Because that's what people do at night, typically.
Yeah. Like... Dante, terrible at flirting. Amazing face man, but terrible at flirting.
Citra would have given him a 10 out of 10.
Alright, so. But that's what you get, Leo, is pretty much people who live here are not too much different from any other metropolis-like city. It's just that this place is probably a little bit thinner due to its nature of being built in the past 50 years and, you know, its main race waking up from a very, very long slumber. But people walk around here with purpose and an effort and are trying to make a at least decent living in this altitude.
Verbatim, he writes that in his journal.
Yeah.
That works.
Alright. And with that, you decide to head off for the night and sleep.
They actually sleep peacefully for once.
Yeah. It's the first night's sleep of peace.
However, a fire alarm goes off in the middle of the night.
As the night comes to a close and you all begin to rest, Citra, as your mind begins to fall back and return to sleep, there is this faint notion as your eyes begin to roll into your mind as if you're floating in a dark space.
Uh-oh. Oh no. The music changed and everything.
In this space, you feel different kinds of emotions. Something almost as if lurking over your shoulder, talking to you, inching closer towards you. As it begins to whisper, "Come, enter, enter." And almost as if your entire body meeting a threshold, a door in this darkness, you suddenly are surrounded by 4 walls and this dimly lit chandelier. And in this darkened room, almost as if there's a creature hunched over in the corner. You can see, no features can be seen, it's just
A mass?
blackened.
It's just like a dark mass in a corner, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not foreboding.
As almost as if this mass begins to turn out from the corner, it almost slightly mirroring you. Under the eyes, you can see they are significantly different color. And as it begins to stare at you, this level of intensity is unrivaled.
I'm guessing her, like, dream state is just she's shaking. Just staring at it.
And almost as if, like, missing frames in a video, this thing, this mass, approaches and almost crawls over you, almost as if the hands are around your face. Don't ever let that happen again. Don't ever. As the hands begin to almost squeeze your skull and thrust you out beyond the threshold once more. It's almost as if hitting water at terminal velocity. The air leaves your body. And somewhere in the middle of the night, you're just shook, awakened.
Does she yell?
Do you?
Let me just see something real quick. I'm just gonna, for myself real quick. Oh yeah, she wakes up screaming. So if anybody hears it, it's just like a quick I can't scream. I have neighbors, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
The only person that has the highest level of perception to notice, Leah. You hear in the walls across from you the shocking scream, almost blood-curdling.
Yeah, I would give you guys a good scream, but I just don't have that set up where I don't have the neighbors calling the cops, so...
No worries, I get it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Do I need a roll of perception, Yawa, or Bra can't hear it?
Roll a perception with disadvantage
Alright.
if you're trying to wake up to it. Or if you're a heavy sleeper, we'll see.
Man, I hate D&D Beyond's dice rolls, so shit.
Okay. So the first roll is a 23. What's the second one?
Okay.
Come on, DD Beyond.
I'm prepared.
Natural 20.
Oh!
Okay. So, with 23 being your lowest.
Damn.
Sorry. Ooh, okay. It's decent rolls. You do almost as if like this warrior-like instinct just shocks you awake.
Broad dashes towards the door, breaks down the door. Almost like instinctively getting ready to slash whatever he's
Possibly attacking.
Possibly attacking. His eyes are even closed because it's just instinctive.
Yeah, you and possibly Leo coming out of the room at the same time, hearing this screaming from Citra's room.
Can I roll for perception?
If I
Sure. Dante, go ahead and roll for perception as well, with disadvantage if you may. So roll it twice, and the lower one is the one you take.
Okay. Alright, so we got 6.
Oh.
We got 11. Okay, so I got a 6.
You are sleeping soundly. Not a thing has bothered your night.
He had a long night of flirting.
Yeah. But yeah, Leo and Buddha, as you guys come out of the room, come out of your guys' individual rooms, and the screaming from Citra's room dies down out of pure panic.
Wait, what's going on?
That's what I'd like to know. Doing alright.
Is he shouting that to the room, or is he just talking normal?
He's just talking normally. He's like leaning in. He sees that Buddha has kicked the door down.
Just anyone else picturing the big bird kicking the door out?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep.
Buddha has like no regard for doors at all. He wants to kick every single one of them down.
Yep, that's how he solves everything. It's like,
You know what? I respect that.
I feel that. I feel that need sometimes myself.
Kick Leo, kick the doors. What is he gonna kick next?
I feel like Citra could probably hear Leo asking if everything's okay, and purely on not wanting to make her newfound friends panic, she'd just kind of like try to recollect herself and open the door, and she tries her best to put on a smile. It is both still slightly panicked and exhausted. And
I'm rolling insight.
She's looking at the door on the floor too. It's like, I'm sorry. Night terrors, I guess.
Can I roll insight?
I mean, she's not lying in any way, but you could definitely tell she is in a panicked manner, based off of just your passive insight.
I mean, she's not stepping out fully. She just kind of stuck herself through the door partially. It's fine. It's fine. I'm sorry. I never meant to wake you.
It's not like I carry anything, you idiot, but I would recommend coming down on the sugars. It can cause night terrors or anything.
She stares a little confused of the mixed signals. And it's just...
It's not that I care, Baka!
She's just like...
You fucking Baka! Janino!
I will ignore the name
True
calling.
Yimnin culture,
Yeah.
I suppose.
She'll just like... I'll ignore the name calling, but I will take that advice.
That's the spirit. I'm going back to sleep.
Oh god. God never change.
Yeah, never change.
I was trying to be in the moment and just that threw me.
Cinderella's never change.
So, you guys returning back to bed. Is there any other panicked messages to get out?
Does Dante say anything? Because that was a whole moment.
No, Dante's asleep the
not
entire
Dante,
time.
I'm sorry, Leo.
Wait,
Leo.
Okay.
No, I meant Leo, I'm sorry. I was staring at Dante's image.
Leo will watch as Buddha just leaves, and he'll have like the most quizzical look on his face, just like,
I think that was Karen.
he'll lean in, look at the door. Well, as long as you
I suppose listen to the advice.
Yeah. It's honestly just night terrors. It's no big deal.
Is that a frequent thing?
Has it been a frequent thing?
There is one recallable memory to something like this happening, but it's so rare it's almost missing as a memory.
She just kind of pause and think about it. Just be, it's not really frequent, but when it does happen, it's just very vivid. I promise, I'm fine. I really am. I'm fine. I just...
All right. As long
I'm
as you say so.
I'm sorry I woke you up.
No, it's fine. Honestly, I've gotten already better sleep than I have in weeks.
I can agree to that. I don't know, maybe it's just the shock of basically being locked up and then now sleeping in a pretty nice place and not...
Can I roll perception to if Brock can hear them down the hall?
Giving your passive perception of 14, you could definitely hear these fucking people talking.
Okay. Okay.
They're talking and not going to bed.
Will you freaking love boys just go to sleep?
Sorry, Dad. She walks back.
Mad Dad.
Can't get a read on that guy, but he's right. We should probably get back to bed.
Yeah.
Well, he'll lean down, pick up the remains of the door, and just slide it back into place on his way back out.
I keep forgetting Leo's really big.
Yeah.
I am a very tall person.
How tall is he?
Given their scales of miniatures, like Burup being the tallest due to orcish nature, but with basically
Is he?
Leo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Leo is 7'11", so.
Aww.
Oh, wait, that makes him the tallest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
Citra.
fucking huge.
Citra's only 5'6", so.
I'm pretty sure bro is only like 6 feet something.
I think I'm 5'11".
Yeah, 6'3".
Leo is on the cusp of being the absolute tallest member of his race.
I'm like a 5'11", so.
Yeah,
Citra,
he is the
Citra is the
tallest.
small. Citra's the small. And yes, that does include her horns.
Oh God. All right, so Leo being like inexcusably huge.
Listen,
I didn't ask for this.
the bigger they are, the more huggable they are. That's it. Anyway.
Like almost to the point that you have to kind of duck your head a bit.
Oh yeah,
in order to
absolutely.
fit in your room.
I'm used to it. I put my hand above like the railing and just lean out. All right, good night,
Yeah.
guys. Ka-chunk. Just lean it up against the wall on its broken hinges.
Dante tosses and turns a bit.
Yeah.
Dante's gone.
Dante tosses and turns a bit. Oh, Auntie, I don't want to play with the other kids.
Aww. Protect Dante. I love this. I love them so much.
Oh man, that is a dangerous giveaway. Anyways, as the night continues, almost without a hitch, and you guys begin to finally see to the best form of this rest as the night comes to a close. The new day begins. Almost as if you can definitely tell the near butt crack of dawn as you guys are not delightfully awakened as you hear the large slamming, and then also as one of your doors goes
Because it's busted.
Wake up, all of you.
I hope nobody's kicked down your door again.
Sorry, can I roll another perception check?
At this point, you're being woken up like viciously as you're kind of like, huh.
Okay.
Yeah,
Vicious
it's
waker.
kind of like being woken up by mom, you know.
No.
Oh
Like-
God.
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Let's see. How will Bro? Let's see. What's the bed like? What are the beds like?
Beds are basically these, basically like real basic wooden, almost made out of wooden pallets with a bedroll on
Like-
them. They're not pretty.
All right, bra just kicks the underneath her bed just to launch her in the air.
Who are you kicking up?
I'm trying to remember who's still asleep.
Dante?
Yeah, Dante. I think Dante's still asleep.
Yeah, the only female in the group is Citra, and after last night, hearing someone slam the door, she's definitely waking up.
Oh, okay.
Dante is a dude.
My bad.
Well, he, right?
They
He.
Yeah.
Yeah, they.
All right,
Sorry.
all right.
As kind of kick under the bed and just like Dante as you're being woken up viciously by this tall green man.
Yeah, Citra has her weapons attached to her, but as she's stepping out, you can see her still try to, like, pull the longer pieces of hair that she has into the little tie. Just like, what?
Yeah, it's you're kind of just. You guys notice out in the hallway is one Harleen Kapoor as she's standing there, very, very official. Unlike yesterday, where it's just like kind of downtrodden by a lot of the thoughts. This time she's a little bit more clear and very stanced up.
Leo exits its room, fully prepared for a journey.
At least some of you will be moderately more prepared as she's looking into Dante's room with Bura kicking the bed from under them.
I mean,
Yes.
It's
Used
the
to being
first
on
time
the
of-
roads, man.
it's also our first time, like, sleeping in a real bed out of being in jail.
It felt nice.
Morning, Dante!
Morning, Citra.
Best friends.
We're gonna be friends. As Harleen is kind of just... What did I get myself into? I have something that needs to be signed before I have all of you sent down into Kiliksmire. If you don't mind joining me within the main hall.
Yes, ma'am.
As she begins to lead all of you towards the main hall. I'm assuming all of you follow.
Yeah.
I'm following.
Yay.
I'm following.
I
I'm
don't
following.
believe saying no to this woman is gonna go ever well, so...
Yeah, probably not. As you guys are heading up towards the main hall, there is a little bit more hustle and bustle. You begin to have the smells of a breakfast morning smell, definitely. But across from the major area, you begin to see some of the metalworking is being done by Duger and Eager. Greta is currently moving aside some brand new pallets for what looks like to be this massive shipment of metal. Haley, at least from what you remember, Dante, Haley is currently doing some form of magical experimentation at her area. And Alvin is currently doing record keeping of inventory right now. Let's see. At this point, as all of you make your way into the mess hall. Excuse me, as I get it to you guys. As you manage to sit down at what looks like to be a circular table with what looks like to be pens, ink, and a single piece of paper at the center of the table, along with Alois Asher standing clear, along with another individual standing by them. As Harleen does a curtsy towards this individual, I would like all of you to meet a very important individual to the Adamantine Bastion. This is Cavilla Matilius. And if any of you are recognizable towards that last name, you would know better as to who this might be. As you guys see, the complexion is almost so fair and almost close to metal, almost platinum. And the eyes, the sclera, pure black, and the irises themselves are these blazing blue colors, and the platinum silver hair as it's pulled all the way back.
Okay.
You can see the robes of a diplomat that kind of sash over, and then also have this cross of colors that represent the Wallenstein colors in the nation, which are these general greens and whites, with a few purples that kind of accent in between.
All right. Bruh folds his arms and says, I don't know, he looks like a basic bitch to me.
Bruh!
Whoa, 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 whoa. Show some respect here. We have a diplomat on our hands.
Diplomats.
We are free at their mercy. Bruh, please.
Not just...
I'm sorry, No, actually, I'm not sorry. I just have very, very little respect for diplomats. A diplomat is just... All diplomats do is just send the hardworking people to do their dirty business.
You know, you don't want us being judged so quickly. Let's not judge someone we don't even know the same way.
I'm surprised you don't know.
Me leaning to bruh. No.
Does Citra know?
You are aware the king of the castle, the king of the Adamantine Bastion,
Got it.
is Canis Matilius. He has kids, and his kids have kids. This is one of them.
Got it.
Okay.
Leaning to bruh. See, bruh, now I totally agree with you, bud, but I'm not gonna say it to their face, okay? Got it?
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, what do you want?
It seems like somebody doesn't exactly know their manners.
Well, to be fair,
I know my
kinda
Just
woke him up.
sort of...
I know.
Fine, it's all fine and all the fair to same to me, but be careful who you decide to point that ire towards.
Leo just picks his chair up and scoots it a couple inches away.
Bruh, you might get us arrested again.
I am simply here to affirm that the contract of employment is certified of the highest ranking within this order. Me being a diplomat for Wallenstein, which is basically the equivalent of I am your boss. And those of you who would dare to look towards Alois in order to find protection, you will not find it from him. You'll get it from me. Harleen will be the director of the specialized task force. I've already signed off on it. And the very people within this very area, as she points out towards the entire mess hall, completely empty aside from you guys. Only the people within this very room know that all of this will be going, at least in the direction I would like for it to be. Any other members within the EHS that do know about this are also under extreme orders to not speak too highly of it. As far as my father or my grandfather is aware, he doesn't. Savvy?
Savvy.
Savvy.
It's just so
I
grumpy.
believe I understand.
This here is your contract of employment, as she slides the paper over. As it reads, Erzheimel Home Realm Security, the Erzheimel Threat Assessment and Defense of Wallenstein Sector. Special Director, Harleen Kapoor. Diplomat Intern, Cavilla Matilius. This contract of employment is a signed pact and specialized task force within the Association of the Homeland or Urziheimer Homeland Security. All parties involved will regard the code of ethics and waive all personal safeties such as death of any forms under reckless intent, the intention to violate action, the intentions of volatile actions to the EHS, agents, and its subsidiaries, leaving the EHS without documentation, departure, and location, revealing trade secrets under perjury of EHS Code of Ethics 101C, revealing classified secrets under perjury of EHS Code of Ethics, revealing state secrets under perjury of EHS Code of Ethics, unauthorization of acquired assets without documentation under perjury of EHS Code of Ethics 102A, obstruction of intelligence acquisitions under perjury of EHS Code of Ethics 103A, revealing one Alois Azure's privacy and association of the Cobalt organization. Any means of breaching this contract of employment with lawless intent will end in termination of contract, and the parties will be removed and returned to the Penance Dunes to resume their sentence of 100 years. In regard to employment, specialized arrangements have been made for the Azure Task Force to assure all security measures are met. Under employment, all members of the contract will receive the following benefits immediately. You will receive 100 gold payment once a month. Will receive a measured gold reward of apprehension or elimination of a target between 200 gold to 1,000 gold. Are free to take any treasured items on a mission or private matter under the circumstances. The EHS is of no need of acquisition. So pretty much if they don't need something, you could have it. Free quartering of Living Block Z. Access to EHS facility of the Adamantine Bastion. Temporary limited criminal immunity of the EHS authority in Wallenstein and all its subsidiaries. Basically, this is the words of the EHS will keep you guys from being arrested, but don't push your luck. Access to EHS Mess Hall. Access to the EHS Agent Class 2 records. That's going to be important. So you know.
Class 2 records.
Access to EHS teleportation of Wallenstein's Kiliksmire and Kilnor circles. So you guys have two places that you can go from the EHS to those two cities. Access to the EHS Armory and Artifice. Under the circumstances of death, will have all objects and bodies be sent back to the closest kin, or regard the last will and testament in lack thereof. So at least they're respectable.
I guess.
Signed parties will set the terms and conditions of the contract. And all your names have been prepared. Harleen Kapoor has already signed, and so has Kavilla.
Huh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kavilla speaks up.
No, bro, just signs it.
Will we have access to these EHS codes of ethics documents that we might review what terms and conditions these fall under?
You can speak to Haley on anything that you look into particular of these code of ethics, but the good news is that they are quite literal by their definition.
I see. And is there a time limit for this contract to expire? Didn't quite see one on here. How long is this supposed to be for?
As long as I remain here, this contract will remain. It is a part of my immunity deal.
Ah, that makes more sense.
So
That means...
if I mess up, that also means all of you are going back to the dunes, which is something that I will extensively prohibit in my efforts.
We appreciate that. Citra just signs
So,
it.
what you're saying is, until otherwise stated, we are under the effects of this contract once we sign.
That is correct.
Yep, well, I'd like 100 gold, so... boop, 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 boop. Walks up to the table and signs it immediately. Come on. Money, please.
Dante, chill. Please, just chill.
Listen, I have offered the idea of a list, and like all lists, they come to an end.
How big is this list?
As far as it needs to go down, but it won't be forever. I do have an end.
Fair enough.
Leo will sign.
Yeah.
So, all four of you signed the contract. And after doing so, you are all provided a small pouch of 100 gold pieces.
Woo!
Each.
Right. Let's see. Let's update that on inventory.
Yep.
Oh.
Let's go.
Let's see. Where do we go to?
Oh, inventory.
Let's see. I guess.
Yeah, you'll see it, inventory in that little gold piece mark where it will tell you like how much currency you currently
All right,
have.
100 gold.
Yep.
It's the GP,
So-
right?
Yeah, you just type the number in and then you hit the green add button below it.
Ah, okay. Oh, right, I guess.
I'll tell you what. Tell you guys what. At level 3, most people don't get 100 gold pieces.
Usually you're either, unless you start otherwise, you're quite poor.
Yeah. No, I'll tell you guys a story after that. But yeah. So, all of you are provided with your 100 gold pieces. As you finish all the paperwork and everything is signed and locked away, all of you are provided your own copies as well. And you're free to access the records of the EHS records here within this sector. And they will have a book of your code of ethics and all that stuff. There are a little bit more details that I can go into as DM, but as of right now, not at the moment.
I see.
There's not going to be a test at
Yes.
the end of this, we're good.
There's no test. There's no test. It's just assume that you don't give away secrets and, start crossing people the wrong way.
Right.
Buddha.
A contract won't stop me from, doing what I feel like doing.
Like
We're
kicking down doors.
Yeah, I really enjoy doing that.
I never went for not being yourself, but your actions now also affect more than one person. They said they can keep us pretty much protected as best we can, but if you really push it, we'll wind up back in those dunes.
Well,
She's
yeah.
trying to be as persuasive as possible.
For your information, I could have survived those dunes with their help or without their help.
Yes, but again,
But
this extends beyond you now.
A wonderful ragtag of individuals. I believe I've heard this story before.
Huh?
Hmm.
This
Anyways, I have business to do. A lot of you can sort yourselves out for the rest of the day. Bye.
have a nice day.
As you see Cavilla begin to walk away out
Farewell.
towards,
Yeah.
she doesn't bother with too much information, and Harleen kind of...
Citra lets a breath out like, oh, sweet lord.
did we receive a copy of the contract at all?
Yes, you all have your own personal copies. Basically, it's just like a hand wave for wizards to kind of do this thing.
Whoosh.
Leo just sort of is just like idly tapping on his signature. He shakes his head, wondering what he just signed himself up for.
A lot.
Probably.
Well, anyways, the hour is still early, so we need to have you sent down to Kiliksmire immediately. So, if you don't mind. She begins to kind of point towards the, what are the lower levels.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Right, yeah.
Okay.
As all of you begin to leave, you see Alvin perk up. Oh, this is me! And begin to see as he's kind of walking over. I'm slightly in charge with the teleportation circle, so, follow
It's
me!
good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
Yes! It's good to see you all. Good to see you all. You know, now that all of you are 100% official members of the EHS, by all means, as he begins to kind of lightly kind of skitter about, being a rather short, gnomish individual. As all of you make your way down into what are these lower levels, you enter back into this room with all those massive doors that kind of just sprawl out in between certain areas. As you guys enter with what looks like to be one of the doors, where one of these flags with these multiple different colors, once again very reminiscent of the Wallenstein colors. As the door opens, you see what are these multiple different circles that lead to a particular area, and you see as Alvin begins to kind of point towards one of the pedestals. That will be your guys, as he leads you over.
Quit.
As all of you begin to enter the circle. So if you need anything in particular, there won't be an easy way to access us for the time being, but I'll consider this documentation for your leave and return. Also, on top of that, if you're trying to talk to any of us, probably not much of an option to do that, but I'm sure Mr. Asher is more than capable of providing a means to do that.
How do we get back?
Oh, you just come back through the same way you entered. We'll know it's you. Don't worry.
Citra's still confused. They don't even quite understand how they got there in the first place, so...
Oh, well... You'll find out in a second, as he slaps one of the pedestals that is next to this magical circle as it begins to fill with arcane energy. Alois kind of pulling the hat down as far as he can near the giant spectacles, as all of you feel this energy shift. And as you do, almost like the light in the stars, that same feeling that got you here to start with is this exact same feeling now, as it's pulling you from the heart all the way up into the point that you can slightly feel your feet beginning to touch and run, and then slowly come to a walk on ground. As what almost like this door opening, all of you begin to exit, and then suddenly you guys are in this weird library of very old and bad smelling books. It's almost sulfurous.
All right.
Oh no.
Okay. Burra looks out the window to see if they're on ground.
You guys are definitely within Kiliksmire. It looks like a familiar area. It looks like to be one of the upper city areas. Not exactly near the Valfor Congress, but definitely within one of its lower middle areas. As you guys hit the lower cities.
Okay. Burra runs out of the library, start kissing the ground. It's like, finally, ground,
Yeah.
ground. Finally.
Are you okay?
No, I was just inspecting the ground here, yeah.
I wouldn't kiss it. People walk all over that.
Yeah, you could see a small group of individuals all weirdly looking at this foreign man kissing the earth.
Bra just gives them a death gaze.
Make an intimidation check.
Oh my god.
Natural 20!
Oh my lord!
Yeah, there's a lot of people. A lot of people begin to slightly go, "Ah, ah!" Just like begin to like slightly move slightly faster. There's like a couple of turned heads.
Best part, I switched.
You see one of the kid, like there's a kid just like kind of hanging out around one of the alleyways, and he notices, and then the eyes meet, and just like, Mom! Mom!
No, we're supposed to be keeping a low profile.
The weird fucking man on the road!
We're off to a roaring start.
We're gonna be back in those penance dunes so quick.
I wonder if sand is edible.
Dante just holding back extreme laughter.
Oh, God damn it. Yeah, yeah, nice. Okay.
Poor Dai.
I mean,
Right.
as far as you guys are aware, I mean, there's not enough town guards in the area to kind of notice your presence.
Well,
Alright.
Now that we've gotten requisite celebrations out of the way, we should probably get on with what we came here to do.
Oh, yeah. Well, as far as I am aware, the best place to start looking is either in the main town, or in the Valfor Square, or quite possibly might need to meet somebody on my own, so I'll leave you guys to the town square. I'll take care of something myself real quick.
which direction is the town square? I never actually made it here.
Oh, he points towards the giant castle.
Oh,
Congress.
got it.
Got it.
She's a country bumpkin. Give her some slack.
Yeah. As he waves you off, I'll see you all soon enough.
Alright, be safe, I guess.
As all of you are led out to the rest of the city, you begin to see the entire city begins to liven as the day begins. With bakeries being opened, the slight smells of bacons and eggs and breads. You could definitely see that there are some rather rough-looking individuals beginning to open up their bars and prepare their cafes. There are a number of notable groups of individuals making their way to what looks like to be the Tharum Scholars Academy, which is a massive academy here within Kiliksmire, mostly for those who are more magically inclined. There's also, I would imagine, there's also like this faint haze throughout the entire city. It's not obstructing your view, but you can definitely tell because this is a higher altitude of a capital. There is just this light haze, and it's definitely very cold up here. So there's that.
There aren't any, like, wanted posters with their faces on them, are there?
Actually, passive perception would tell you.
Oh,
no.
thank God.
Yeah. I mean, you guys were already arrested and thrown in jail. It's not like people are going to keep those things up.
Or,
Not
you
like
know,
anyone's
people are
checking.
lazy.
It's not like anybody's checking our
Yeah.
whereabouts.
Yeah.
The assumption is that we're gonna die out there.
I mean, to be fair, Citra does have parents.
Ah.
Yeah. So, you guys have a few options to do whatever it is you like before heading to the square. Is there any place in particular you want to go first, or is there an immediance to go?
Alright, is this where the cafe that I was told about earlier is?
Yes. Le Noir is the cafe.
No.
It's near that area. Like, along that area.
Okay, so it wasn't. So it's not Vol 4 Cafe.
Not a Val. It's the Val 4 is the Val 4 Congress, which is
Okay, so the cafe was along the Val 4 Congress. Okay.
Yeah, it's near the Val 4 Congress gates, so like it's not going to be too far away. It's probably pretty popular with ministers, but not so much with High Lords.
Got it.
Being High Lords.
Okay, so let me see. I want to do two things. First thing I want to do is I want to send Virgil out to scout the square.
Okay. I mean, easy enough. As you know, the spectral wings begin to fold out and they right into the air and then begin to fly out towards that area. As you guys begin to walk your path towards the main square area, Virgil does come back and he returns. It doesn't seem like anything has bothered him, or there's no immediate danger there.
Okay.
Citra, for the most part, she was originally trying to get here, so being here is like quite a shock. But given what she's used to, is there anyone giving her specifically a weird stare down?
I mean, many people have seen tieflings.
Okay, no, I know, but
within Valenstan. However, what is weird that people do happen to notice is your color, or not your color, your outfit, as it is more Excelsium based. Where here it's a little bit more of that slightly North European style kind of outfit.
Got it. All right.
Yeah. Where yours is very desert based.
Yeah.
I mean, there are definitely people who noticed an Excelsian woman walking the streets, but it's not too weird nowadays to hear about, Excelsians traveling.
Yeah, and if anyone actually is staring, her usual would be just smile and wave, boys. Just smile and wave.
Yeah. Alright. So, as you guys begin to make it towards the main square, as you begin to notice the Congress gates are open, as there are several High Lords and ministers beginning to pass through these gates, and you can see, certain individuals talking amongst one another, not too loudly.
Are there any that she recognizes?
Make a perception check.
Okay. Oof. No. That'd be a 10 in total.
Unfortunately, no. There are no High Lords.
No, it's a good thing.
Yeah, no High Lords nor ministers that are familiar to you in this immediate area. Here, at the front, where the gates are, before you see the giant, massive building that makes up the Congress itself, you notice that there is this large area, along with what looks like to be this outstanding fountain, along with what looks like to be several different statues and what looks like to be adornments, as well as several individuals that kind of stand and pass, and one individual that seemingly is selling food out of the cart for the early morning. You begin to see he's passing it to ministers and stuff like that. There's definitely a pretty sizable crowd here. There's also individuals from the city just passing by to say hello to ministers and High Lords and stuff like that. Dante, you notice one shop towards the main back corner before it leads off into the road beyond the Congress, leading more towards the royal houses. What looks like to be the small cafe shop that kind of has the dark rounded sign that says La Noire, or Le Noir, and these slight windows, and a single individual kind of currently just wiping down and making sure it's clean and ready and presentable towards everyone.
All right. So guys, I'm gonna go over to that cafe real quick. If you guys can maybe don't you like look around or something? I'll be right back.
Okay.
Boop boop walks over.
All right.
Not that he really gave us
All
much
right.
of a chance to say otherwise.
Oh, those tricky rogues. So we'll start with the town square here. So Citra, Leodon, and Vura, what do you guys do while you are here?
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, Citra, for the most part, is probably just gonna listen as best she can to hear if anything possibly falling in line with what they're looking for. Whether it be, tea being spilled or, some drama happening here and there. Just straight up listening for basics at this point. She's never expected herself to be doing this, so.
Okay. Make a perception check with disadvantage because
Oh, that's a nat
you're in a crowd of people and you're trying to find very particulars to a very particular mission that you are trying to attempt, and it's hard to kind of flush certain people out.
It was a nat 20 and then a 12.
Oh,
I know. I'm sorry.
I'm just gonna go cry now.
Yeah, Citra, as you kind of begin to sit and try to focus to the best of your ability in listening for gives and takes and certain conversations. You do happen to manage to find one string of conversation, but it's a little weird to follow along between these two individuals that are speaking about some strange happenings in the lower slums. As one of these ministers begin to talk back and forth, as far as I'm aware, it's been nothing but violence, and I'm relatively sure whatever's going to happen might happen again soon, and we have been trying to talk to the Arhir about this on several different occasions, but she just will not listen. The Arhir has done enough. I think it is finally at the duty of the guards of the city to actually attempt to do their jobs, and instead of just sitting around acting like that there is no level of responsibility. We've given them enough coin, we've given them enough resources. If they can find out who is doing this, then we can actually stop them. Until then, let's stop trying to force everything onto the Arhir as if she doesn't have enough on her plate. And you see the two bicker a little bit more and begin to walk into the Congress, almost as if kind of turning their head away from one another.
Huh. Well, that was spicy.
Speaking of spicy, I just realised that I haven't had breakfast yet.
I don't think any of us did.
Well, we could probably go to a local tavern or eatery, get ourselves some grub.
Well, Dante just went to La Noire and told us to wait here.
Right.
Yeah.
if Dante told you to,
And
I'm
as
sorry.
such... Oh, what were you gonna
if
say?
Dante told you to jump off a bridge, would you do it?
I'm just being polite.
Personally, I wouldn't trust. Well, I could probably actually throw them pretty far.
You could probably throw most of us, to be fair, Leo.
Yeah. Yep.
That's true. I need a different analogy. Trying not to trust criminals all that much.
I mean, technically, we're labeled as criminals, so...
Well, he just shrugs.
I'm not
Oh, you.
trying to...
Oh.
And as such, as you guys are kind of having this conversation about Dante, as you walk over to this wonderful little cafe, La Noire, as you enter, you see what looks like to be this half-elven individual with very dark brown skin, these long dreadlocks that kind of go on for quite a bit towards the middle of their back, and what looks like to be these half spectacles. Definitely on the older side of being a half elf as he begins to look up towards you. Oh. Haven't I seen you somewhere before? At least the get up.
Do I know this person?
Technically you do. It's ever so rare that, like, you ever conversate with this individual, but you've been to this place as a rendezvous point for a couple of your heists.
Ah, yes.
This is Maurice Lanoir.
Maurice Lanoir.
Yep. Please excuse me, I forgot his accent. I do believe I have met you. Dante.
Yeah, Dante.
Okay. Yes, a couple of your friends were here before. They were wondering, kind of sitting in their booth, wondering where you might have been. It's been quite some time.
Oh yeah, so what happened is I got captured, sent to the dunes, but I'm not gonna tell you anything else besides that because I signed a contract. But I need you to hold a message for me. For them.
Okay, and I mean, this here is the Lanoir is considered the like the Cayenne border. You know, the Cayenne border between Al-Anon and here. You know, peace. You know, nobody gets too heated.
Okay. Alright.
So, all things in coffee.
Alright.
In coffee talk.
Alright. I just need to leave a message for them.
Sure.
Just let them know I'm alive. And that
Dante. Is alive? Is?
and shit. There's something else. Sorry, one second. I'm getting nervous here.
No, you're fine.
And that next time we meet, I need to speak with him. Emphasis on the him.
Alright, sounds good. I will let your friends know of your message.
Thank you. And also, do you guys have breakfast here?
Actually, yes. I was just about to finish up. And as he points towards the back room, I need Citra, Bura, and Leodon to all make dexterity saving throws.
Oh, sweet lord.
Dexterity saving throws.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Did you just roll a nat 20 again?
Yeah!
I'm calling BS. I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, for context, for context. In the previous D&D campaign, I rarely rolled 20s during these things.
Yeah, no, he had a pretty bad streak of luck on D&D Beyond.
That's gonna be a 5 for me.
18.
I could see that. So, Citra and Bura, almost as if this level of instinctive nature kind of gets you to move and duck as you guys hit the ground. As you notice, just up above, you begin to hear sizzle and sparking and crumbling as this massive explosion at the center of the water fountain just consumes the area with rock and stone and more.
Well, I think we found it.
As it explodes out.
Ha!
But you guys don't take any hits. However, Leodon, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
No!
Okay.
Not Leo!
Not great. 9.
Citra and Buddha, as you guys hit the ground, and Leo, as you take the full brunt, as the marble and the shrapnel just go everywhere and start hitting people left and right. Citra, Buddha, as you begin to kind of stand up and look, and you see some of the people looking just fine. As you guys begin to look around, you see people turning to stone as they almost look like they're screaming to run away. Leo, you feel like your entire body is beginning to tighten in its joints, and you can feel a level of heaviness as your breaths become labored. I need you to make another Constitution saving throw with disadvantage.
Okay. First one's 16.
Mm-hmm.
Second one is a 17.
Whew.
Okay. In the endeavor of trying to take over, you manage to just push it down enough, almost as if your body is trying to resist everything about this. And it becomes far more volatile in the second wave. Knowing how to correct your breathing, you're trying to find your center, you feel the magic begin to flow through you. And the tightness doesn't relatively go away just yet, but you can still feel your body not react as violently. You are not petrified.
Oh, man. Whew.
As you, Dante, on the other side, you hear a massive explosion of rock and pieces almost taking out one of the windows to the shop. As you and Maurice hit the ground hard, and you guys begin to look out, and you see almost like a spread of people stuck in stone. That's where we're gonna go ahead and pick
Oh, no!
Oh, snap.
I'll snap.
Yep.
Hit the deck.
We did
Yep.
hit the deck.
Starting this game strong.
Yeah, boy.
Not me.
I
I
know
got
it
hit
was
by
a
the
slow
deck.
build. Yeah.
The deck said, I'm gonna have an issue with you.
I got decked.
Yep. So I went through all the phases of petrification in that. So, so
Hooray.
we'll talk a little bit more during break. So we're gonna go ahead, take a quick 10-minute break, and then we'll be right back. Thank you guys. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. So stick around.
All right. Bye.
Bye bye.
Have a bye.
Bye bye.
And we're back.
Hey.
Yo.
Welcome to the second half of our episode.
Hello.
Hi.
Yo, what's
All right.
up?
Yeah. So, death on a scale unknown to man is up.
Trauma.
Anyways, yes, we're back. So we're gonna go ahead, start jumping back into the game. Thank you guys so much for waiting. So, let's
Insert
see.
one winged angel theme song.
Alright, here we go. So, as all of you begin to get up, your ears are ringing. There is a faint smell in the air, very sulfurous. And what was that beautiful center statue? Completely gone. And Leo, as you are heaving for your breaths, slowly returning to you.
Citra's gonna like scramble up and just run over to him. Just, are you okay?
I don't know.
But are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I feel my joints stiff.
As the three of you notice, and there's a few people that are just still kind of either hurt or walking around, but there are a lot of people here that are suddenly statues, just filling this entire area. You see men, women, children. You can see ministers and high lords kind of stuck against the fence as one is even grappling hold of the metal as you can see what is this large tear in the robe.
Citra would help anybody else who's trying to get up, like, that are hurt. Just strictly acting on autopilot.
Yeah. As you begin to try and help towards some people, you all notice that there are the heavy footfalls of metal and the sounds of spears and swords beginning to enter this area. Dante, as you are getting up from the floor, along with Maurice, just like, What the fuck was that?
I don't know. Wait.
As you are looking out the window, you see your friends kind of clambered on the ground, Citra trying to help out. You see Bura holding Leodon as he's breathing heavily, and you also begin to notice out from the corner of your eye a small assortment of guards begin to fill the square area.
Maurice, I need to steal your face for a sec.
Neither. As you say that, you take the physicality of Maurice as like, alright, that is weird. As you leave the shop, and what do you do?
Let's see. So, I want to roll perception to see if Broad can see anything. See if anything's amiss. Like any clues and stuff.
I mean, there's a lot already going amiss. But if you're looking for anything in particular, make an investigation check. Since that is more along the line of, like, there are any clues as to how this all happened and where this all started.
Investigation check. There's the shit rolls.
You had it going for too long.
Yeah, you're a fighter, man. As you kind of just... Your mind is trying to connect the dots as you begin to kind of figure out where the epicenter of it all is and, you know, the obvious spaces, and beginning to kind of look at the shards of stone that had hit your friend from earlier. And noticing that, you know, they're not exactly sharp, but rather almost as if there's something carrying along with it that has now dispersed since its explosion.
Alright, Broad. I'm sorry.
Which reminds me, Leo, I forgot to roll your damage.
You did kind of get smacked by a deck.
Yeah, you take 7 points of piercing
Yeah.
damage.
Ow. Yeah. Why'd you do that? That hurts.
Yeah. You lived, but at what cost?
7 points of damage. That's the cost.
All right. So Dante, as you're making your way out towards the square, and Bura, you're kind of just inspecting. Citra, you're kind of helping to the best of your ability. Leo, you're collecting yourself to the best of your ability. And once again, as now the entire town square is full of guards beginning to kind of just look and stare at what is the equivalent of a very terrifying massacre.
Eventually, Citra would make her way back to Leo to check on him. He's not bleeding out or something like that? He just took damage.
Yeah, I'm fine. I've just got like a big gash across my arm or something, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
From like shrapnel.
Yeah, so she's like, I can heal that if you need.
I appreciate that.
So
I
she's...
think I'll be fine though.
You're sure?
I think I'll be alright.
Not knowing how like player knowledge, but like at the same time he's not doing so well. If anything, she's gonna cast guidance on him.
Okay. I am guided.
Yep.
Alright. Gives you an extra 1d4. Alright. As guards begin to slightly fill the area, you're all beginning to start hearing the questions between individuals. You notice as, along with some of the guards, Alois Azure begins to come out from the small crowd of individuals, and he begins to huddle you all together. Come on. This is not good.
No, not at all. Where's Dante?
Dante is Watching you guys being taken by Azure. But I'm just kind of among the crowd.
We don't know that you took a different form, so...
Yeah, you didn't know I took a different face.
Yeah. To which you respectfully asked for it.
Consent is key.
As Azure begins to kind of pull you guys out from what are these random guards, and right before leaving the square, you see a small duo as they turn is like, halt! We need everyone to remain within the square until we figure out what exactly is going on. And it's just like, listen, we're just trying to get out of here. We have no idea what exactly went off over there, and quite honestly, it is far too dangerous for us. We're fine. We're perfectly fine. Just, we need to go home. We need to get help. Anybody would like to assist Alois in this deception?
I could try. But she doesn't lie, so if anything, she just looks at the guards like, my friend got hurt, we need to get out of here. Not...
I'll just start moaning a bit louder.
Do I have to roll that?
Yeah. Roll deception.
Okay.
With advantage. Okay. With advantage because you are being assisted by Leo.
Yeah. I am not good at this.
Oh. Alright, Dante would like to come in.
That's a 2 and a 4!
Damn.
You used up all the 20s.
And you see the guard. Yeah. You see as the guard kind of looks at, like, Leo, who's, like, definitely bleeding from the arm. And
I open my eye to check to see if he's buying it.
Yeah. You see the guard kind of look at you. Alright, get back to the fucking square, and just like, you see as Alois is getting, like, slightly frustrated with this.
Okay.
Wait.
Just Dante's gonna come in. Dressed as the cafe keep. Or...
Maurice? Oh, I thought you've opened. I know you're still in the square, but we just got coffee with you.
Sorry. I would like to roll for deception.
What do you tell him?
Alright, I'm gonna tell.
You tell him as Maurice.
Huh? Also, no. How does it?
What do you tell him as Maurice?
Okay, what's Maurice's accent again?
Very French. It is very French. Yeah, stop it. I miss Rocco.
It goes from the past. I'm here somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, very French, and in most dialect it be from Hollinger.
Okay. Well, you see, I saw this all happened from inside my shop, or inside my cafe, and these guys had just come out not even like an hour ago. So please, let me take them back into my shop so I can fix them up proper. And you know I always give you the best.
You slipped into Leo for like a second.
I'm not good at accents.
No, you're good. It was good.
No, it was good. Yeah. No, but very hilarious. Make a deception with advantage.
Okay, deception with advantage. So that means I roll 2 dice, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you take the highest.
Take the higher. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So that one's 14. And then the second one. Please be good. We got a 13.
At least
okay,
it's
so
not
14.
a 2 and a 4.
Okay. So 14.
Alright, so the 14 was the higher.
And... Oh, sorry, Maurice. Didn't mean to bother you none. To be safe, apparently there was a... I know you saw the attack out there, but to be safe, Yes, so sorry, Maurice, so sorry. And you begin to see a little bit more of a glad tidings as all of you kind of collectively come together and Eloise kind of pulling the hat down even further, leading you guys to the Le Noir cafe as all of you kind of pile in and...
And now we see 2 Maurices?
There's 2 Maurices!
On our way there, while we're still in the square, briefly, I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
This is actually a rather interesting interesting thought, because I have to actually...
I'm using my Furball magic ability for this.
Okay. Would you consider potions made through artificy magic? Is what I'm asking at this point.
Maybe.
Then I will say yes. You can definitely detect a certain form of magic that had come from that shrapnel, as it almost emanates like a wisp of smoke. It is a transmutation-based magic, but made in liquid form.
Other than that, do I see anything else? Any trails or something? Also, for flavor, this is Leo sort of closing his eyes and going...
Sniffing the air.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just... What's the thing about detect magic? I gotta know what its range is.
It is 30 feet in radius around me.
So it moves with you too?
Yes.
Okay.
I would say in this radius, you definitely know what type of magic it is. You can definitely tell how it started to where it is and where it emanates from. However, in a general direction in which where that magic is coming from, or where that general direction from the traversal path of how that magic got there is far too wide and far too long for you to notice.
Allergies?
No. I smell magic.
Like, what hit us? Or you?
Yeah.
As you as a group begin to pile in, coming from that square now to here inside of the Le Noir, as you see there is a freaked out Maurice and another Maurice.
Cedra saw Dante do
like,
it twice, so...
Twins.
No, one of them's Dante.
Oh.
I am so vastly confused.
Dante, which one are you?
Sorry, bud. Takes it off and goes back to my normal self.
Okay.
As almost like especially as a changeling, the effect can almost seem like it's being
It just kind of moves up.
melting away. Yeah, it's just
Citra
like,
is still just beyond impressed by that.
yeah, it's like that. It's like that physical transition effect in like Vegas or like in Adobe Premiere, where it's just like,
Oh yeah.
Oh.
yeah.
So the
gross.
marking, so I'm sorry you're so confused, Maurice, but I think I'm confused. Alois!
It's just like, okay, I suppose. And then Alois is like, yeah, no, this is bad.
It is currently 8 or 9 in the morning. I don't remember anymore.
It's a little close. It's a little close to 10 at this moment, but it was about half an hour ago that this whole event happened.
So it is, I'm gonna say around 10 o'clock right now. You said this was supposed to happen at 12.
I said it was going to happen at noon. I didn't know it was going to go off this early. I didn't even know where it was to start.
Okay, before we start fighting, our friend just got hit with that. He's not doing so good.
Yeah.
I at least know how it happened.
How?
Transmutation magic. Some form of liquid
Does that
in the stone.
track with Stonemaker?
No, he's never... And he begins to think about the thought of the information he'd received last night. He's becoming more volatile.
Before it hit, I overheard, it could be nothing, but I overheard that apparently there's more, violence in the lower slums, and they said it's just gonna keep getting worse. I don't know if that had anything to do with this. It was really hard to listen.
I wasn't made aware that there would be that there was anything else going on in the lower slums.
Yeah, apparently they want the art here to do something, but the guards aren't even doing their job. But that's hearsay. I'm just the only thing I overheard.
We need to think about what the Stonemaker is after.
I mean, there were a lot of diplomats here, or not diplomats, yeah.
Monsters.
I mean, he looked like he tried to do the most damage, but think of who comes here.
And he begins to look out towards that water fountain, now broken and battered. Did you happen to see what the statue was?
Did we?
You guys got some pretty good looks. As far as you guys were aware, the statue looked like the art here.
It looked like the art here, quite literally.
Vesta Calavet.
Now it's not so much her.
I need a smoke. Everything's moving too fast.
Probably the most less grumpy thing we've ever heard out of his mouth so far.
You want? You want?
No, she didn't say that. I'm just stating it as the player.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Citra would never.
Just.
Yeah. Let's see.
It lights up 6 of them at once.
So.
Yeah, just. I can't do it. I can't do it.
So do you have any idea where the person's next target could be? Like any inclination?
I mean, they aimed at a statue of the art here. That could mean they're going straight after her, but I feel like it's more complicated than that.
No, they're trying to send a message to the art here. Now the lower slums.
There's a waste of my time. I can just run around the city and find the fucker.
Really? Because he just caught us off guard.
Sure, you can. Sure, Verna. Run around the city while there's the potentiality of more of these statues and more people that are about to die, turn to stone, and also lose their lives, destroyed families. Go ahead, run around the entire city and try and find
The
them.
city is
If
huge.
it was that
What
easy.
luck.
Dante is pondering quietly.
If it were that easy, it would have been done already.
I think our next bet is the lower slums, maybe.
Alright, fuck. Alright, so what exactly do we know about this guy exactly? Anything at all?
He got snubbed by a lord, and now he's just out for vengeance, and he just took out a statue of the art here in the middle of this really, really busy town square.
All those people
To me,
gone.
No disregard for kids or anything.
so it seems like this guy just wants to cause as much mayhem as possible. So he might be targeting places with a lot of people. Maybe that's a clue right there. I don't know.
No, this was a tactical effort.
How many?
He wanted to not only get people, but he also wanted to get ministers and high lords at the exact same
How
time.
many?
Right when the doors
How
were
many
open.
town squares are like this?
Not many. But now he's made it personal. Almost as if telling the art here that... My god.
What?
What?
How many of you are familiar with the art here's personal effects? and
I would say Citra is not.
their philanthropy.
History check.
History
Only-
check.
Yeah.
Sure. All of you make a history check.
Whee!
3.
Oh,
15.
Cool.
16.
I also got a 3.
Okay. So, Citra, and especially you, Dante. Citra, you are aware that the art here does certain forms of philanthropy, helping out those within the city that often can't help themselves. However, Dante, there is one place in particular that is highly funded by the art here. In fact, it is a place you know personally.
Oh no.
Seraphim's Run.
Seraphim's Run.
It is the orphanage you came from.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, not the children!
Oh no.
Gotta
They-
protect the children.
To those of you who remember the one
They
shot,
just
I
had
do.
a Krampus problem. Leave them
We
alone.
just fixed this! Aspen is screaming from the distance.
Well, back to it.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh! Connor and I are just staring into the distance right now, like, ah!
if
Some
there was
folks are
ever,
born silver spoon in hand.
if there was ever a instance where you could possibly assure the notion between this being a personal attack onto the art here for ignoring the Stonemaker for as long as they have, they're not just going after the Congress and its people.
What do we?
They're going to make it
Why
personal.
are we even waiting here? If you know Seraphim's, if we just go,
We have to go.
the children.
Yep.
We have to go.
All right. As all of you quickly gathering your effects, and all of you start booking it down to the lower slums. It takes you close to about half an hour.
If only I could fly, Aspen.
As all of you make your way down to this lower slums, and you guys, you're pretty much getting the air, this eminence that the city has found out recently about this rather big and explosive entrance. As you guys begin to enter Seraphim's Run, Dante, for you, this is a very familiar place. Seraphim's Run is pretty much where most orphans end up when there is no family left at all, or nobody even knows where you're from. There's a reason why you don't have a family name. As you notice the place where you had last left at such a young age, as you enter throughout the door, it is the faint memories of the children, as the smells of the brightly cooked butter cookies, and you see the small windows that lead out into that center yard. Notice some kids playing there, along with what looks like to be a magnificent marble statue of the art here.
Alright.
As all of you begin to enter, you hear the slight footfalls of this very elderly elven woman as she enters.
Oh, yeah. It's her again.
Unfortunately, adoptions are not up today. As you see, Mama June, she begins to, or Auntie June, sorry. Auntie June, as she begins to enter. My stars and garters. That Dante all grown up.
Auntie June.
Oh, look at you, all fit and well made, and definitely taking a liking to the dark colors.
Well, it's because you made me wear white all the time, Auntie June.
Here, I thought you left. Yes, yes.
So, Auntie June, I'm so sorry. This has to be in a hurry. We need to get all the kids out of here. Quick, I have no time to explain. Just get all the kids.
Bra just grabs the lady and escorts, and then just takes her outside.
Okay.
We don't have time for this. Just take them outside.
Okay. Children, please come out to the front. Auntie June has something to show all of you. I have nothing to show them. Come on.
As far away from that statue as possible.
Yeah, as she begins to call towards them, you see some of the kids begin to perk up and start walking out and over as all of you begin to kind of guide them out towards the main road.
Citra is keeping an eye on the roofs and alleyways as best she can.
Yeah.
Has it been 10 minutes since I cast Detect Magic initially?
No, because it took you quite a while to get here, so you would have to cast it again.
Okay. I will do so. I'll use a ranger spell slot to recast Detect Magic. And the smell of the nostrils begin to enter, and you begin to see this spectral space that is Detect Magic. In this effort, as all of you manage to guide everyone out, Auntie June, as she stops and she stares at the man with the hat. I know you from somewhere. I have a very familiar face.
Aspen is still angry about it.
Aspen's screaming from Hollingrad right now.
The rest of her team's like, what happened?
Yeah. As you begin to enter this courtyard area, Detect Magic, and that exact same magic is here. As you begin to inspect closer towards the statue, it's almost as if it's laced into the stone. Do you begin to notice? And you can also tell that it's volatile right now, as it is close to finishing a reaction to go off.
Fuck.
Yeah. And this one is getting closer and closer towards noon.
Oh. We're in the wrong one. The princess was in another castle. Oh, man.
Alright.
We don't know what's going on.
I sensed it again. It's in the stone.
The statue?
Yeah, he just points to the statue.
How big is the statue?
It's pretty big. Even for a medium-sized creature, this one is pretty embellished, and it can weigh thousands.
Is there any others in the area besides the kids and whatnot that we're escorting out?
That you are aware of in this area? this is the only one that you can see.
No, I'm saying,
and
are there other
notice.
people walking about? Because it's not just going to be the children.
No. Pretty much this is a giant square building with what is that empty space in the center
okay.
for gardens and open courtyards and stuff like that. So this is pretty much in its
Got
own space.
I would suggest then we move them quicker and basically behind something big enough to stop that from hitting them.
Is there a way that we can stop the reaction?
I have nothing that can do that.
Maybe
as
if we
far
just-
as-
If we destroy the statue before the reaction finishes, it might at least dilute it.
I only have the ability to cast one spell that actually does damage, and that's it.
I will say, make an Arcana check to anyone who wants to
Okay.
know.
Here I go.
Yeah, no.
Are you kidding
Alright.
me? That's like the third 2 I've rolled in a row.
Alright.
It looks like this is a rough campaign for Leo.
I am the Will Wheaton.
Hey, listen. I've been throwing 3s and 2s with you, bud. You're good.
Okay, I'm gonna do an Arcana check as well.
Yeah, go. Sure.
12!
Given your very limited knowledge on magic and magical explosions, this is a toughie because you don't know how to stop the reaction. It's already started. Ever since it's been here, it's started.
Yeah, I know how to do something that does necrotic damage. That's it. Other than beating it with a stick.
But, how strong is your kick?
The reaction doesn't
I'll-
smell like
the-
it's. It doesn't smell like it's finished.
I could try, but it could it could set it off.
I think we just need to evacuate this place
Yeah.
for now.
Alright, let's get it.
So, as all of you managing to clear out the entirety of Seraphim's Run, there isn't a single person left behind.
We should maybe see if we can find a guard. I don't see guards around here, do I?
This
The
is
lower slums.
The lower slums.
Every man for themselves.
Is there any way we can get a message out now?
What is it that you need?
If this isn't the only statue, is it?
This is the only one that I thought I knew.
They need to know. If this is personal against the art here, and this is another statue of her, that's not a coincidence. I mean, we could try running, but by the time we get there, it could easily explode.
I don't want to get caught in another explosion.
I can.
I think I got very lucky.
You sure I can't heal you, Leo?
I'll be
Wait,
fine.
you heal?
Let's save it for if we need it.
Huh?
I didn't. Wait, you heal?
Uh-huh.
That'll be useful.
Thank you.
A compliment.
Let me try something then. Can all of you please stay outside while I handle this matter?
Oh, okay.
Fine by me.
Citra, if anything, will tend to the children in the sense of just keeping them distracted, being playful, so they're not, like, panicked, I guess. Since the lady didn't have anything to show them, she's now the show them.
And as you see as he walks in past and closes the door behind him,
He's
I can
gonna
use
fucking
thaumaturgy.
die.
I wouldn't think so.
as time begins to slightly tick away, Mama June comes up to you, Dante. Or Auntie June.
Mama June?
Auntie June.
Sorry, I'm so used
No, you're
to that. as Auntie, as she begins to approach.
Oh, well. I hope the worst doesn't happen. I've been the caretaker at Saffron's Run for as long as I can remember.
Well, if things turn sideways, you're about to get a whole new bedroom.
For side note, she's using thaumaturgy for the most part to entertain the children.
Okay. As
To think that nice man would have done something so terrible to our courtyard, too.
Huh?
He's already done something so terrible to the square.
Oh. I was not made aware of that. To think I put all those kids in danger.
Auntie Jude, I don't think...
I only have myself to blame for my inefficiencies.
Auntie June, I don't think you had anything to do with this.
We initially thought this was something the Ahir had sent us, and I gladly said leave it in the center square, and, she's of course the main benefactor for Seraphim's Run. It goes to show that my age is starting to get to this old mind.
Auntie June, who came by to drop off the statue?
A Dwarven man. He looked a little rough, but very polite, and said it was a gift from the Ahir. And I actually still have the paperwork in my office. While a gift from the Ahir was also a separate benefactor of another individual.
And after a few more moments of this conversation, you guys hear almost as if a thread of thought enter all of your minds. And there is this calm, this peace. And then you hear an explosion. But no glass breaking, no wood being shattered, just an explosive force. And then nothing. And that line of thought goes from peace to assurance and understanding, and then almost volatility, as if offended, and then that thought ceases.
Citra is just real bothered by the fact that it just went through her so quickly. She looked to the rest of her group like, did y'all just feel that?
Yeah.
Felt something.
I felt it too.
I'll look out a window towards where the statue is or was.
As you try and look through the entire building as you were all forced out here, you notice that there is an Alois Azure standing still at the courtyard, looking through one of the windows of the rooms through the windows to the courtyard as he's standing where the statue had once been, now gone.
Heh.
And you having the highest passive perception, Leo, this is the reason why I'm not asking you to make any perception checks.
Mm-hmm.
As he looks to the side and your eyes immediately connect before it almost feels like you're intimidated.
Prolonged eye contact.
So do you?
I think Leo would be more curious than intimidated.
as your eyes kind of lock, you notice, actually for the first time, that the spectacles are not there. And there are these deep, blue, almost gem-like eyes before the spectacles are returned back to the face. And as Auntie June, kind of shuddering at the thought of what happened.
Is it over?
I'm guessing it is, Auntie June.
Looking at you, Dante.
I'm guessing it is, Auntie June.
Huh. It looks like you made some good friends in the time away.
Patting your shoulder.
Definitely better than me.
Citra's still keeping the kids distracted.
So, Auntie June, do you still have that paper?
I do, yes.
As Aloise begins to exit out from the front, and she shakes his hand, like almost as if low boning, and then entering, and then coming back out as she's holding out the piece of paper towards you, Dante.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you for helping children. I'm not too well unaware of this individual, but Rob was nice as far as I knew, and he did a pretty good job on, well, now it's gone. Fiddlesticks. I'll bring the kids back in and let them know and get them to understand. Thank you all, you're mighty heroes today. I know some heroes when I see one.
Dante looks down solemnly. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Chin up, boy. I've known you since you were a baby.
Oh.
You've always had a good heart. And Auntie June always remembers one with a good heart.
She begins to kind of guide the kids back into the orphanage.
Good luck with all what you're about to face, but if you ever need an old woman's wisdom, please come back.
As the door closes, and you guys seeing is well past half the midday.
Okay. Well, we managed to avoid that.
Dante's just kind of holding up the paper, but like covering the space with his arm.
Citra tries to look. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Do you need a hug? Citra's just gonna hug him.
Yeah.
Dante starts bawling.
So, as far as you,
I guess even hardened criminals have family.
No. Citra just keeps hugging and pats his back. It's okay.
Why was I such a bad kid? Okay, continue.
There's always a million stories. As there are a few names on this piece of paper. It's made out to a number of individuals. One High Lord Duke Thamian Cross. One High Lordess Duchess. Duchess Evandra Cross. One Kimi Fagrio.
Italian?
Kimi. Kimi. Fahgrio. Fagrillo. And one, and of course one Ardhir Vesta Calavet. It is made out to this statue. What looks like to be on the note as per some mild instructions along with it. Who here speaks Dwarvish?
I do.
Okay. It is a very rough and old translation.
I lied. I don't speak Dwarvish. I speak like 6 other languages, but I don't speak Dwarvish.
I don't speak any of that. I know Celestial and Infernal in common. That's it.
Okay. And what does Dante
I know Common, Draconic, Elvish, and Thieves' Cant.
Okay. And I'm assuming Buddha not familiar with Dwarvish? Okay. There's obviously a threat behind those words.
Does Alquist?
Actually, he would. Given his
given what he does.
Yeah. As he pulls over the paper. Justice will be served. That's what it says.
And of course, not anybody's really gonna know that, are they? It's just there in plain sight. Or is this just an ironic statement because it can either be taken as a threat or what she stands for?
It's hard to determine, but there are now more notable names that I can connect than I did earlier today.
Where do we go to next? Because I feel like we're running against time.
I think it's time we finally speak to Thamian Cross.
Yeah?
Because now it's pushing my patience.
Are you okay? We heard a loud explosion.
I'm fine.
Yeah, Citra saw nothing, so...
Yeah. Leo saw something, but he's keeping it to himself for now.
I guess since Bruh asks, yes, I can heal a bit, but nothing crazy. But if you ever do get hurt...
I'll keep that in mind.
Well then. I guess we'll be making our way to Islegard.
That place you kept mentioning?
Yes. The royal houses of Valens.
Where that Dagex was? Why did this
Yep.
get spicier?
Where I like to... Oh yes, I love to make trouble there. And there's also a few people that'd be more than willing to help me in our endeavor. If you think that I don't have at least 1 or 2 politicians in my pocket, you'd be wrong.
I don't know how I take that.
As he begins to start pointing out towards back up near the Islegard area. All of you traversing and facing so far this first day on the job at the EHS has turned into a rather nasty one. And with that is where we're going to go ahead and end
Okay.
Woo!
Julio.
Yeah!
We saved the children!
Alright.
You saved the children. I almost died.
Twice!
Twice. Man, that deception, though.
Yeah, but...
Yep. I'm Maurice. Good to see you, Maurice.
Crazy old Maurice.
Yeah, like wacky Rories. Good job.
That was great.
Yeah, no,
I didn't know what
Yeah,
the intention with the
like-
guards were, so I'm just like, well, I have to look like a townsperson right now.
Yeah, no, I'll go into more detail after the game. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead, do some quick announcements, and then we'll say our goodbyes. Yeah. So, some quick announcements. Hi, hello, I'm Aaron. I'm otherwise known as the RCN, creator of D6 and also How to Be an Adventurer. I am also Ignis Brimlight over on the Roll for Damage campaign above the scales, or the scales above. Sorry, and also your favorite sad cowboy Enoch Solomon over on the Belkin Snecker Hunt crew, which we do every Wednesday and then Friday. As far as announcements go, not much has really changed. I'm still working on How to Be an Adventurer. There will be a video coming out hopefully towards the end of this month. I'll be doing pretty much a little talk and show on something that I've been working on for a little while before I start posting any of my other content. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I don't think I have anything else aside from, hey, drink gamer subs. Yeah. All
That
right.
stands for supplements.
Yeah. Blue, you go ahead. Across the table like we usually
hello,
do.
I'm Blue, or as Blue Kazanate on Twitter. I don't have much of an announcement either. I'm just your everyday average freelance artist. I also play Citra, a little tiefling here. The most I can say is watch out for fan art, whether it be beautiful pieces or absolute shit posts.
Nice.
All right. Next up, Connor.
Hey, I'm Distortion Devil. You can find me over Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube.com/Distortion Devil. I stream Tuesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Other than that, I play D&D on a bunch of different channels. Mondays, twitch.tv/LandyPator. Wednesdays and Saturdays, twitch.tv/The Unexpectables. Thursdays, twitch.tv/Colonel Cheru.
And breathe.
That's it. That I stream. Woo! Yes. Also check out my DM's Guild, where I just released the Warpath Barbarian subclass.
Hey!
Yeah, ranged weapon barbarian inspired by John Wick and Die Hard.
That's terrifying.
Be sure to check it out.
That sounds rad.
Oh, I love it. Looking forward to giving that a read.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Is that it for you?
Yep.
All right. And next up,
Hi,
Desi.
I'm Dante. I play on this D&D stream. Also, you can also find me on Twitter, not Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, YouTube, you name it. I'm gonna be taking a trip this weekend up to Big Sur. So that's gonna be an experience. Gonna grab some olive oil and some vinaigrette from Monterey Bay, and then I'm gonna come back down. Yeah, I know.
Fancy.
Literally went there, had it. I'm just like, I have to have it again. I have to get a bigger bottle this time because we went through it so quickly the last time we got it.
You gonna share that with the class?
I mean, I can mail it to you.
I'm joking. I'm obviously joking.
I put it in a little plastic baggie and everything.
I appreciate just joking.
Like, this one's for Blue, and this one's for Daito, this one's for Connor.
I'm drinking this one
Yeah,
straight.
so I'm gonna be doing that.
I'm just gonna drive straight to Aaron's place and chuck it at his face.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be doing that this weekend. Other than that, I'm just working like crazy, doing some small side commissions for people. But other than that, not much is going on.
All right. And last but not least, Daito. Any announcements this week?
This is Daito Dachi, who plays Ra, the tsundere half-orc samurai.
He's beautiful.
Thank you. I have no announcements. I have no announcements at the moment. I just been keeping my head down, working on projects and figuring out a new streaming schedule. schedule for my Twitch channel. So be on the lookout for that.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well then, that being said, all announcements are accounted for. Nothing else pressing?
No. Not really.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Well, that being said, thank you all once again so much for hanging out with us. We love you all so very much. And as always, see you next Sunday.
See you next
next
Sunday.
Sunday.
Alright, laters.
Have a good bye.
Goodbye.
Laters.